This morning I woke up and I look at the date on my phone. May 11th. It's my phone's 6-month birthday! 6 months ago, I went to Orlando, Florida for my Disney vacation. Instead of going to any of the parks, I ended up randomly driving to Apple Store and bought this iPhone 15 Pro Max. Instead of a technical review, this video is more about my real experience of using this phone for 6 months, including things I loved and things that are bothering me a little bit, which I will talk about later. So stick around. Let's talk about the design first. Before I switched to this phone, I was using the 3rd generation of iPhone SE. It's such a compact and lightweight phone, so I was a little concerned that I could not stand how big and heavy the Pro Max is. But after 6 months, I feel like it doesn't really bother me. I can still carry it everywhere without any problem. Just don't try to put it into your jeans pocket. Don't use it with one hand. That's it. Color-wise, I got the natural titanium, and honestly, after half a year, I still don't know what this color is since I'm using a case. If you cannot decide which color to get, it doesn't matter. Big chance you're gonna put on the case anyway. The new USB-C port is one of my favorite things of this phone. I can use the same cable I charge other things to charge this phone, and it's also very easy to connect to my external SSD, but I still have to keep a lightning cable at home because I need to charge my Magic Mouse. I love capturing videos while I'm traveling, and I find the new action button very handy. I set it to open the video mode of the camera so I can easily start shooting when I see something interesting. I don't really miss the old silent switch because I realize I only use it maybe twice a day. MagSafe, honestly, I don't use that a lot because wired charging is convenient enough for me, and I also have my old cheap phone stand. But I do use a magnetic power bank when I'm on a trip. I used to use one of those wired power bank, and it became such a hassle when I was outside. Now I just stick the power bank on and I'm good to go. I can easily put the whole thing into my pocket and quickly take it out when I need to take a photo or something. No more messy cable. The Face ID on this phone is really good. Before iPhone SE, I had been using an iPhone X for 4.5 years. That phone has a first-gen Face ID, and towards the end, I just feel like it didn't work that well. You had to position your head in a certain angle, and it always took a while. It's also impossible to unlock the phone when you are lying in bed. When I switched to iPhone SE and got the good old Touch ID, I was so happy. This time, I realized that the Face ID technology has become so much better over the years. It can recognize me no matter what positions or what kind of situations I'm in, such as in bed. The unlock process is also very quick. A lot of times, I don't even notice. The screen is big and clear. I feel like I entered a new world after upgrading from iPhone SE. It's so enjoyable to watch HDR content on this OLED screen. It's also my first time using an iPhone with ProMotion. I feel like I cannot go back to 60 Hz anymore. I'm also a big fan of the always-on display. I like setting the photos I took while traveling as wallpapers. It's like having a little picture frame, reminding me of the good times whenever I look at it. I would say the camera is probably my favorite thing on iPhone 15 Pro Max, especially its video capability. Oh, by the way, if you want to watch videos I shot on this phone, check out the links in the description below. Okay, so I realized after I got this phone, I haven't taken my big camera with me once when I'm on the trip. The new Apple ProRes Log on iPhone 15 Pro series, the high dynamic range with no digital sharpening, really gives you a professional image quality in such a small form factor. You can easily achieve a film look with some color grading in post. The stabilization is fantastic. I've never used a gimbal, but the footage It's just super stable by itself, even when I was slowly walking while recording. You can even do more crazy stuff with the action mode, but the 2.8K image is just not as sharp as the regular 4K image. You are going to notice the difference when you put them together. But it's still a nice feature to have, and it's still useful in certain circumstances. The 5x telephoto lens is also super handy. There are two scenarios I find it very useful. First, when you are outdoors and want to capture something far away, such as architecture details, animals, plants, something like that. Second, when you are in a fast food restaurant and cannot see the menu board clearly. Talking about accessories for shooting videos, actually, I don't really have anything. For a big production, it's definitely going to be helpful if you have some sort of rigs, gimbals, and diffusers, something like that. But because I just use it to shoot travel videos, I only use the phone itself. I really want to keep my setup light and easy so I can quickly take it out of my pocket. To make it convenient, I also record videos directly into the internal storage instead of an external SSD. I got the 512GB version, and I find it enough for me to shoot 4K 24fps ProRes videos when I'm on a trip. For your information, if you shoot 4K ProRes HQ in 24 or 30 FPS, a 1-minute video is gonna take about 4 to 6 gigabytes of storage. If you want to shoot 4K 60 ProRes HQ using the native camera, you will have to connect to an external storage. But you can install the Blackmagic Camera app, which allows you to shoot 4K 60 ProRes HQ directly onto your phone. With this app, you can also record Apple Log in H.265 codec, which is a great way to save space. Of course, there will be more compression going on, and you will need to make a decision. Back to myself, I usually record internally, but I do take my external SSD with me while on a trip. Whenever I feel I need more space, I transfer the footage out. And it doesn't take that long with the help of the new USB-C port on 15 Pro series that support 10 gigabits per second transfer speed. Overall, I've really fallen in love with this phone's camera. I'm not saying it can replace your DSLRs or cinema cameras by any means, but packing all the amazing features in this small body, I think that's what makes this phone stand out. Imagine you are on a trip and you have a huge backpack with tons of stuff. Instead of carrying an additional huge camera with a big lens, you just take out this phone from your jacket pocket and start shooting. How great is that? Because it's so convenient, I also realized in the last half year, I went out and shoot more. I've captured more images and good memories. That's something I didn't expect before I bought this phone. I think this phone is perfect for casual filmmaking or filmmaking for fun. It's gonna bring a lot of happiness to your daily life. The battery of this phone lasts so long. Every morning, I leave home with 80% battery level, and after a full day of moderate usage without charging, I always have 30 to 40% left at night. I also have always-on display turned on with wallpaper, widgets, notifications, everything. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the battery life. Even during travel, when I keep using camera, maps, etc., it can still power me through the whole day. 2 months ago, I took a coast-to-coast flight with Spirit Airlines. It's my first time flying with Spirit, and I didn't know that they don't have USB ports for charging. I was a little worried, but I still watched movies I download on my phone during the entire 5-hour flight. Before takeoff, the battery level was at 90-something, and after 5 hours, it still had more than 70%. So that's really nice. But I do notice that whenever I plug in my external SSD and transfer files, the battery level goes down pretty quickly. Okay, performance. Why do I wait until now? Because I don't really have that much to talk about. Honestly, coming from iPhone SE, I don't feel that much of a difference, but in a good way. They are all super snappy. There's never a point where I'm like, I feel the phone is slow or I need to wait for something to be completed. Well, I don't really play games on my phone, so I don't have that many experience on that. But overall, I feel like the performance is more than enough for most people. Of course, this is Apple's flagship phone. And now it's time to talk about things that are bothering me. First, OLED burn-in. I remember when Apple just released iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max with always-on display, people said that the reason Apple chose to go that drastically, like showing the wallpaper all the time and keeping everything so bright, is because they're confident with their technology and the OLED burn-in will not be an issue. I just want to say that is not true. On the first day of using this phone, I set my LED widgets like this: sunrise, sunset time, temperature, and battery level of my Apple Watch. Since then, I've never changed the three little things, and in the 4th month of using this phone, I started noticing screen burning under the temperature and battery level circles. You can't really see it when you are looking at photos or videos, but it's gonna become noticeable when the screen is showing pure color, such as when you are looking at a website or an app UI. I'm not sure if my camera can capture that, but if you look closely, you're gonna see it. I've used Samsung Galaxy 7 a couple years ago. It has an OLED screen and I also had the always-on display on. I didn't have the burn-in issue, but the clock and the battery info were way thinner and smaller on that phone, and Samsung also kept moving those ALD widgets, so that makes sense. Personally, I don't really care about the burn-in anymore because I understand for OLED screen and how Apple designed this always-on display look, screen burn-in will eventually happen. Just want to let everyone know so you're not going to be panicked when you see it. Second, lens flare. It has been an issue with iPhone for quite a few years now. Whenever there's direct light goes into your lens or even just have bright light source in your frame, I would say there's a large possibility you're gonna see some ghosting on your photos or videos, like this, or this, or this, or this. Okay, that's enough. Many times when I edit my travel videos, there's a night shot I really like, but then there's a huge piece of ghost reflection that I could not fix, and that clip become unusable. That's a bummer. There's really not much you can do to get rid of the problem. You can try to change the angle while shooting to reduce the ghosting, or sometimes I go to After Effects and try to cover those lens flares, but my MacBook Air was so slow doing all of that, and I even ended up upgrading my computer. I hope that's not a scam. All right, I think that's it. This iPhone 15 Pro Max is one of my favorite purchases in recent years, and I've been really enjoyed using it. The fantastic screen, camera, ProRes Log, long battery life, all those. It's definitely one of the best smartphones you can get on the market. I will also say it is the one you should get if you like shooting videos and you are into mobile videography. If you want to try out ProRes Log, I would recommend to get a large storage version so you don't need to juggle files around. Okay, if there's anything I didn't cover but you want to know more about, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more tech-related videos or cell phone cinematography content, please like and subscribe. Now, check out some cinematic videos I shot on this phone. Have a nice day!